Hi guys, welcome to the UX training and we are at module 5 and we are going to learn into module 5.1 which is about clickable prototype in Figma and creating interactive flow within those prototypes. And before we dive into that, let's do a quick recap. We can go back and see what we learned in module 4.5, and what we learned was color theory, accessibility basic, uh, inclusive design practices. So let's discuss these colors. So there are specific parameters when you use uh, colors in any kind of design. Let it be graphic design, let it be UX design, or in any kind of design. You cannot just randomly pick any color and start using them as you choose. So you have to build a brand guideline, you have to build color palette, and so the whole system of color consists of four different parts, which is brand. You have to choose brand color. You can choose multiple colors from the brand. I choose two, primary and secondary. And then you have base colors, which are bright colors, dark colors, and the indicators. Okay, so let's see. Bright color is white to black, not completely black as in 000, but uh, less darker than usual. And then you have dark, which is dark to white. So we use these two basic color to create a difference between bright mode and dark mode, which usually every app has nowadays. Now then you have indicators are used for different purposes like alert, warning, error, success, and information. So these are the color concepts you have to use. So I also explained about RGB and CMYK. RGB used for anything you make digital, like websites, mobile application, web application, and CMYK is used for uh, print media, and RGB is red, green, and blue. And we also discussed about hexacode when we create those colors, and we also did a little bit discussion on how to create reduce the brightness but have more contrast with hue value. What it does is it makes the text and content more readable, and also it is very easy on the eye. So this is all about color concept and color theory and how to utilize these colors to create beautiful accessible designs. Now let's go ahead and deep dive into creating understanding the basic of prototyping and creative interactive flow. So we'll do a navigational uh, prototyping with some basics, and then we'll follow it in the next chapter as well. So let's go ahead and open Figma for prototyping. Okay. So now you can see your colors. You have created atomic design, you have buttons, you have also created typography, and you have basic text boxes and input field. Now let's go into our learning and let's learn prototyping basic. So what we'll do is we'll take one frame, iPhone 16, and we'll add some, let's say, let's add off white. You can use off white, and or maybe, yeah, let's use this off white for now. Let's add some corners to it. Small. Okay. Let's make this auto layout. So whatever I make, you will see that I have a consistent way to create structural design or structural layers, so it can always be consistent. So let's also change the name. Let's say form 1. Let's create another layer inside it, and let's make it body, and we can make this body fill from left, fill from right and top. And let's bring in some inputs so we can test out the prototypings. We're going to do basic prototyping, which can help us understand how it works, what works, what doesn't work. So let's go ahead and bring in a button which can help us with going to the next page or going to the previous page. Let's bring it center. Let's go back to the layer, go to the body. Let's bring this into center. Now let's go ahead and bring it some form input. So one, let's duplicate that. 1, 2, 3. Let's say, for an example, I would say, let's say it's first full name, email address, and then password. Let's assume this is a registration page or something like that. And let's use one, let's see if we have applied consistent padding or not. So let's apply consistent padding and gap and everything, what we have created before. So you get into the habit of doing it from the beginning itself. Okay. For this, let's remove icon and let's name it next. All right. Let's go ahead and create another prototype, another screen from it. Let's duplicate this and let's create two buttons here in this one. Let's duplicate it, and what we'll do is we'll put these two buttons into one auto layout frame, and we'll make them horizontal, and this we can call previous, and this one can be next. Let's create let's say form 1, form 2. Let's have this as form 3. Let's create one more form, and let's name this form 4, form 5, and this one form 6. So while we do that, let's assume that these are filled. So instead of empty, let's say they're filled. They should have been changing, but I don't see them. They have changed. Okay. So color might be same. So that is why they look. Okay. Let's go to the placeholder and say Ranjan Pathak. There's Ranjan at gmail.com. Let's put this as an error. No, but we have to move into the next form. Let's remove the error, just have it field one, and let's use dot dot dot. We are just doing some interaction prototyping, so this is not an actual form, don't assume that. Okay, instead of two buttons, we'll use only one button in the last one, and the one button should be called submit. Let's make it look little real, call it step one, and let's use a subtitle here. Let's have it capitalized. So maybe we can use this, or maybe just step one, and let's change the color to branding. For now, let's duplicate. This is step two and step three. All right. Now let's put these into a section. So I'll change this. Since this is learning, let's put them into a proper section. Learning, auto, layout, and this is auto typing basic. Okay. Now, since you have already created, we discussed everything inside design, like how you can design everything. If you click outside, you can see your layers. But now we will go ahead and understand the prototype panel, wherein if nothing is selected, you could just see device and the color. Let's go ahead and select. Let's go ahead and select something. Okay. So I see there is something. You have to choose your device. So let's choose our device. Okay. So we'll add a flow first. So you always have to have a flow starting point. So I would say we will start from learning. Okay. So I have added a flow from flow starting point, and now we will start adding interaction. So to add interaction, you have to go and select the elements where you want to add the interaction. So I have selected next. So if I click on next, what should happen? So I'm here. If I tap on next, this should go to next page, navigate to form 2. Okay. And on form 2, if I tap on previous, it should navigate to, it should flow to form 1. Same, if this next, if I tap on, it should go to form 3. All right. And from form 3, we can have one more option. Instead of submit, we can have, let's say, cancel. Or we can go back to design and we can go to the button and we can just call it cancel. I do not want, let's bring this inside the menu layout and cancel, let's bring it first. All right. Cancel, we can maybe have it disabled, look little disabled for now. All right. Don't worry about these colors. Maybe let's just put them into off-white, more white, towards more white. So we'll use effect, effect, effect. Okay, now they look nicer. All right. So now you have created, you have added in prototype, you have added this screen, this screen, this screen. Now you should have the interactive flow. Now, if you I went full screen, if you click here, this will bring you the device you have selected, and you will be able to see where the prototyping is actually starting. So you will be able to see your screen, and if you click on next, which hover will generally not work on mobile application, but I have already applied hover, so that is why you are able to see it. And if you click on next, it will come to the next page, and if you click on previous, it will go back, and if you keep clicking on next, it will keep going back to the next page. And if you cancel, let's say we create one more parameter, which is what should cancel do? So it should be repetition of form 1 itself, and okay, this should go back there. And let's remove all these information. Let's go back to design and let's reset them, and let's call, just change the labels, name, email, password, and they will all be in an empty state. Okay, now let's check this out. If you press R, this will refresh everything. Let's go back and refresh. Okay, where is my cancel this? Let's go back to prototype. Let's bring this again. Click here. So you can see your form is filled. If you click on next, it will go to the next page. If you click on next again, it will go back to the next page. And if you click on, I have not really attached it. So let's click on cancel here. And once you click on cancel, you can add an interaction here. On tab, this should go to form 4. Okay. So that is one way to add interaction. Now it's going to form 4, which is, it is emptying the filled out form. Now you've seen this, but there is another way to add these prototypings. So let's close this and let's close everything. And there is another way to create all the prototypings. So let's delete this, delete this. If you have, let's say, less number of screen, the faster way to prototype would be to click here, and you'll see the plus button, and you can drag that plus button to wherever you want the screen to go. So I want it to go here on tab, and this will bring out the type of animation or type of interaction you want. If you want the animation to navigate to the next page, you can have navigate, and if you want other type of interaction, you can have other type of interaction. uh, there are other type of interaction we will talk about in next set of chapters, but these are the basic navigational flow in prototyping you should know about, and that can help you uh, presenting your design and also creating a clickable prototype, so developers can understand how they can how the pages move and how they should be able to code program the entire thing with easier methods. Now let's go and see another way to see all these prototypes. So instead of clicking on navigate this preview, let's say there are you can come here on the right top. So you will see two options, either present or either preview. So we did preview, but let's go and do click on present. If you click on present, it will open another page within Figma itself, which will present the entire thing as a flow on a singular screen, and you'll have the same experience as in you'll be able to go to next pages. So there are two ways to view the prototype. One is to directly click here and preview, and another way is come here, either preview or either present, or you can also use shortcut Control Alt and Enter to see the prototype. And you can also share this prototype with your client or with your manager by just adding their email ID, or you can just share the link and you can hide this information as anyone can see this specific prototype. So this is all about not completely all about prototyping, but a part of basic prototyping and interactive flow you should know before you dive into the advanced prototyping within Figma. Now let's go ahead and see what we are going to learn next. So we'll be learning 5.2, and that is where we learn about smart animation and micro interaction, engaging animation for transitions. So we'll add transitions, and we'll also understand how to create use pop-ups if you have pop-ups, and how to back and swap elements within Figma, and we'll also understand smart animation with delay and all of that. So now let's go ahead and see you in the next chapter.